we have like things that you guys have learned like about spirit. You know, I know one of the readings, the first reading I had after Ashley passed was with Elizabeth Harrington, and she's such a beautiful, beautiful person. But at some point she said to me, Ashley said that this world has less hard edges. She's happy, and you know, with this world. And when she said that, I went, whoa,
Of course, because you want to know when your child is okay, where she is.
Less hard edges. That doesn't sound like heaven to me.
Yeah.
So it kind of threw me a little bit. And so I'm finding out more and more through different things and other people's readings and things that I read and experience. Heaven isn't
perfect.
It's not the place that you learned about in, Bible school.
Right.
There's a merit. There is definitely still learning lessons to go through. It's just that they do say it's easier to do here. But we have unfinished business there. It's not a perfect world, but how I see it is if God made us in his image, then there must be something similar there. I've seen spirits come through and they've shown me the big mansion they built. Now they have jobs, but they don't need money. We do it for personal growth and love. But I still say it's better there.
Yeah, well, that's what she said. She said it has less hard edges. And then she also said she missed the physical sensation of eating tuna fish. Another thing that...
Yeah.
And you can miss something?
Oh, yes. I've had people go, oh, the only thing I miss is my cigarettes. Yes, I've seen that.
Oh, no.
They'll show me their addiction.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah, a lot of times I'll be
but especially
definitely.
alcohol. I mean, oh my goodness.
Drugs or
but
alcohol.
usually it turns into they're letting you know that they're sorry of the things that happen because of their addictions. But you can tell, it's like, but I did like it.
Called I Survived Beyond and Back. And it's about people with their after-death,
Their experiences.
near-death experiences. And most everybody comes back and says how beautiful everything was and how, they saw the cosmos and they visited relatives and they heard this voice that sounded like thunder, but it was comforting and loving and it was God. And but this one guy in particular we watched, he was the only guy we ever saw that went to hell.
Really?
Oh yeah, I've seen that before, where they say, I don't want to die because all I did was saw fire and I was burning.
Now,
and
he said that he was shot in the head, and he said immediately, and it was an accident. He was in the wrong place, wrong time. It wasn't meant for him. He wasn't in a gang. He wasn't a bad guy. He was in some place on business. But he woke up and he said his arms and his legs were outstretched and well beneath him. There was this cavern with all these screams and da-da-da-da-da. And it felt like an eternity. But he said at some point, out of the corner of the room, he saw looked like a big finger poking through a black bag. Wow. And he said then he saw a hand, and he said this hand looked ancient and weathered and leathered, and you could see all the lines, but it was a huge, huge hand. And I grabbed him and it pulled him out. And he's not afraid of dying, but he believes he went to hell. But he knew that he was taken out of it.
well, I think that he could have been afraid to die because he's got guilt in his life. But they say if you're going to see what you believe you're going to see first. So let's say someone in a tribe believes in the god Ra, the sun god, that they say that's what you're going to see. They're going to see when they cross.
Just like my cousin saw
Everybody's
Jesus.
going to see what they believe is going to be there at first. It's an illusion though.
Right.
And at some point when you're comfortable, they will take away the veil of illusion, and whatever the truth is will be there.
See, I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I really do. Well, I always say, whenever anybody says I feel bad for, oh, that poor girl was so young when she died.
Yeah.
I'm like, aren't we a little twisted? I mean, I'm sorry. But why would we feel bad if they're going to a place
better
They're going
place.
home.
Better.
They get to go home.
Yes.
So many
I'm
times,
feeling
yeah.
bad,
Bad
for
for us,
me.
right,
I'm feeling
Well,
bad
bad for the girl's
you.
family.
Yeah, because
I'm
we're the
feeling
ones
bad
still
for people
stuck
that
here.
are here. But I've often seen movies where a priest or a doctor or somebody will be like, "Oh,
I'm sorry.
you're so lucky I saved your life."
Yeah.
And then I go, "Are you really?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I really?
Yeah.
Like I get to stay here and have diarrhea tomorrow. Woohoo!
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, we all know that we're going to go home at some point, and
So I just think
Yes.
I know I'm saying it's silly,
Yeah.
but it's changing people's perception.
Right,
Mhm.
that a funeral really should be a celebration of their life
Mhm.
rather than the mourning of the death, but, you know, we do these things, rituals for the people that are left behind.
But it teaches us wrong.
Mm.
We've created rituals that encourage us to have that grief. We do things that encourage us to believe that if we ever stop crying, we're somehow not honoring our loved ones.
Right.
We're
Absolutely,
taught,
absolutely, we have to move on.
you know, that if we let go of that anger against the person, that we're no longer, we have everything kind of backwards here.
Yeah.
Mhm.